Hi there. Here are some stories about those who went towards the unknown darkness of space. Unfortunately, some didn't come back alive. God rest their souls. After 1903's first flight at Kitty Hawk, the Wright brothers worked on the ground to improve their flier. Eventually, the two best pilots in the world forgot how to fly and had to relearn the skill. In 1908, the U.S. Army invited the two brothers to try and build a two-man, heavier-than-air flying machine. If successful, they'd get $25,000 with a $2,500 bonus for every mile they went over 40 miles an hour, huh? How is that for supersonic high speed, huh? The plane worked. In fact, on one of its flights, the plane circled the field for an hour and a half until it ran out of fuel. Sadly, on one of them, a broken propeller made the plane crash. Orville broke his leg. His passenger, Lieutenant Thomas Selfridge, fractured his skull and died. He became the first man to die in a flying accident. He was only 26 years old. 26. A lot of men and women followed. Too many died. In 1911, the Institute for International Law tried to ban planes from carrying weapons. Could they see the future or what? Just 3 years later, dogfights were common over World War I's trenches. Now those fights are still remembered today in the comics when Snoopy fights the long-dead Red Baron. The two giants of rocketry, the American Robert Goddard and the German Wernher von Braun, began experimentation in the 1920s. Eventually this led to the mighty Saturn V, which took 12 men, 6 Apollo missions to the moon. World War II continued the developments of flight. Biplanes to monoplanes, jet engines, and the deadly V-1 and V-2 rockets. The number who were killed in the air or on the ground from the air was astounding. Yet flight also brought about healing, medevacs, mercy flights, and lenses to cure cataracts. Like mine. I talk about it in video 41. Video 104, the previous one, had some of the Cold War space race and the men who died in 1967 testing Apollo 1. The year also saw the loss of Michael Adams testing X-15 number 3 and Vladimir Komarov returning from space on Soyuz 1. We won't list all the heroes' names, who they flew for, or their nationality. We just ask you to remember their sacrifice. By the way, we also remember the 14 men and women who died on the Columbia and Challenger space shuttles. I think it's sad that so few remember their names. God rest their souls. So is the practical lesson to always keep your feet on the ground? I don't think so. William Shakespeare wrote, "A coward dies 1,000 times before his death." But, and there's always a but. The valiant taste of death but once. I can't speak of heroism personally. I can repeat what I've heard that heroes say. They did what had to be done, what anyone would have done. It's not that they had no fear. Rather, it's that they chose to do what was necessary. Let me remind you that accidents happen. Look up what happened to Apollo 13, the 2 shuttles, and to so many other flights. So plan for them. In fact, practice what you plan. So doing the right thing can become almost second nature. But, and here's another but, even though you can plan and practice, your time is limited. The Apollo astronauts were part of a team, and when Apollo 13 suffered a catastrophic accident, the team on the ground sprang into action. You are not alone. You can reach out and ask for help because there are people who will give it. Another, by the way, rocket flight goes back thousands of years. The Chinese came up with the idea, both for entertainment and as weapons of war. Another, by the way, the story of space has many others, mostly forgotten. If you get a chance, go watch The Right Stuff, October Sky, or Hidden Figures. Major motion pictures tell the story so well when they do it right. I am Mike for the Be More Better team. Thank you for watching. We really appreciate it. Please comment, like, subscribe. Subscribe if you haven't. But always, always be more better. Body, mind, and spirit. And then be even more better when you help someone else do the right thing. I haven't gained or lost an ounce in 2 weeks. I got to get back to walking. This has been a pleasure. Until the next one. Bye now.